It's not unusual for a small business owner to have a high turnover, but to have no idea how much profit the business is making. This usually happens when we mix our personal and business finances, which is why it is so important to pay ourselves a salary and keep our personal finances separate. But it's also important to have a proper accounting system and to fully understand the running costs of your business. Create a proper income statement for each client, job, or project you work on. This reflects the income less the expenses. Make sure you allocate a pro rata of all your fixed overheads to each job. This would include your salary, staff, insurance, rental, etc. This gives a better idea of whether your overheads are covered and what is profit. Remember, your salary represents your time, so it is a cost, not profit. If you work from home, you can deduct expenses based on the number of square meters you use of your home for your workspace. You divide your office square meters by the total home square meters, and you multiply that by legitimate house expense claims. Examples of claims would be rent or interest on your bond, electricity, levies, water, or other municipal charges, and a domestic worker, for example. You would also be able to fully claim any expenses incurred due to repairs or improvements specifically to the home office area. Keeping your accounts up to date is an important part of managing your business's finances. There are many simple, user-friendly accounting packages, some of them even free, like wave.com, and these capture your expenses and income as well as generate quotes and invoices. Just make sure you scan all your receipts and file them each month rather than simply throwing them into that drawer or shoebox. You also need to decide whether it makes sense to register as a company or run your business as a partnership or sole proprietorship. These are the simplest business entities. The admin costs are minimal and it is far less demanding than for a registered company. But you might need a more formal business structure if you need to take on debt to grow your business or if you pitch for business from a government or a large company. There are also tax advantages depending on the type of business you have, so it's really best to speak to your accountant about your options. Finally, you need to decide whether or not to register for VAT. If your annual turnover is more than R1 million, you have to register for VAT. However, if your turnover is below R1 million, but you have a lot of input costs that could be VAT deductible, it might be worth registering. Being VAT registered does keep you disciplined when it comes to keeping your books, as you have to keep your accounts up to date. Managing your business starts with managing its finances. Don't just let it slide.